This panel deals with presidential preferential primaries. A primary is a process of an election designed to select candidates for a political party.
Are national polls, and you cannot use what's happening in a national poll to predict what's going on in the state.
The most iconoclastic I'm going to run against Washington campaigns, they're playing the game as much as they can in the way that, you know, the new media, the new ads, using YouTube, talking to voters, influencing the money, the donors, all of that.
So which candidates do you think will be hit the most by the difference between their support numbers and people who will actually show up and vote?
Try and narrow that down, but right now, you look at who's showing up at the Bernie Sanders rallies. It's young people, very excited, but they don't have a track record of voting. And we know under 30-year-olds vote at much lower rates than everybody else. They are also overwhelmingly white. And in South Carolina, in 2008, the turnout for the Democratic presidential primary was 56% non-white. So, you know, the ability to turn the passion of these people who want to hear Bernie Sanders into sustained willingness to show up on election day is a huge difference. And you know, Donald Trump will face some of that too, because a lot of the people who are Donald Trump fans had given up on politics because they were so sick of politicians, and he's brought them back in, and he's going to have to do the same thing, sustain this excitement all the way through.
Bernie Sanders is getting a lot of anti-establishment vote. I mean, he's not like Carson and Trump in terms of, I mean, he's been in office for a long time, mayor, congressman, what have you, but he hasn't been in sort of the know of, and he hasn't been a mainstream Democrat in that establishment type sense. And so his Achilles heel and the challenge, and I think he is addressing that challenge, I've had many discussions with him and his staff, is that they have to increase his profile and also the trust, which is a big thing for African American voters, particularly in the state. And he has to build that within the African American community.
Is what's up with the press and Hillary Clinton?
Ooh. Hillary Clinton was within her rights to delete 30,000 of her emails that she deemed private. That is not the issue here. No one has disputed that. What is the issue here is her use of a private email server and whether that information that was put on that server was somehow compromised. Now, again, this is not a criminal referral, but it is an actual FBI investigation to discover whether, you know, it was classified information. It may not have been marked classified, but it was classified. And again, the words FBI investigation are simply not something you want to hear when you're running for president.
She is not unknown to us. We're not discovering Hillary Clinton for the first time, nor are most voters of, can I dare say, our generation, right? But a lot of the younger people who are in this room, they don't remember anything about Hillary Clinton, and this is all new.
Had she not accepted the Secretary of State, had she and Bill Clinton not gone out on the campaign trail, had she started her campaign going against Barack Obama, trying to distance her, create some distance between herself and Obama and his administration, I think you would not see such strong, loyal numbers.
No one should ever dismiss Donald Trump at this point, mainly because all the people from the last election who were the flavor of the day, the flavor of the week, were gone pretty quickly, and you know, his polling numbers have been sustained. Now, what that means, that'll change as we get into the fall, but he can no longer be dismissed. He's, you know, his personality is going to absolutely drive the debate tomorrow night. This is not going to be with 11 people on the stage, and well, 20 people on the stage, and 9 of them being Donald Trump. This is not going to be about many issues. This is going to be about personality. You know, you can argue that it's brashness mistaken for authenticity, but he is somebody who speaks his mind, and he's an outsider.
Does anyone see a Republican candidate that could start to coalesce to attract the religious right vote? Is there anyone?
To Donald Trump, because among Republicans, his numbers are the lowest among the most religious. And then
But
tuning
don't
into-
forget the very first glimpse that the country, most people in the country got of Dr. Carson was at the National Prayer Breakfast, where he stood up and essentially upbraided Barack Obama in front of a gigantic audience of religious people.
He is the outsider. He can tell you about neurosurgery, but he just says, oh, well, I'll get in and I'll figure that all out.
It's not brain surgery.